Leah saw a man fiddling with machinery. "We may have to watch from up here," she said, huddling closer to Ethan. "It sure is a long way down. Are you frightened? I have seen you drive. How could this be scary?" She punched his arm good-naturedly. "Swinging in an open basket 50 feet in the air with nothing but a bar across my lap doesn't bother me one bit." He laughed. "I like this ride best of all. It lets me see the earth as birds see it, as angels see it. Sometimes I dream like I am flying above the ground, swooping and soaring. I don't like waking up from that dream." "You've never flown in an airplane, have you?" He shook his head, but he saw a wistful look across his face. "I'd like to do that someday. You ought to see the clouds from the top side. They look like big fat cotton balls. Do you think angels play in the clouds?" "Angels go anywhere they want." He brushed her hair with his lips, "even on Ferris wheels at country fairs." Leah felt as if she were melting. Ethan could say the sweetest things. After the ride, they headed towards the lake. They searched for the throngs for their friends. Charity was the first to spot them. "Over there." She waved at a group of about 30 kids lounging on quilts and blankets. Leah settled next to Ethan, mindful of the glances from the group. She was the only non-Amish person among them. From the corner of her eye, she saw Martha. Martha kept glancing at Ethan covertly, and Leah knew that if it hadn't been for her, Martha undoubtedly would have been the one with Ethan tonight. Leah shifted so that Martha was completely out of her line of vision. With a loud pop, the first volley of fireworks lit the sky. Cascades of color and showers of gold rained down in long streamers. Using her stuffed bear as a pillow, Leah stretched out. Ethan lay beside her, and together they watched the brilliant lights dance overhead. With every burst, Leah felt Ethan's hand tighten on hers. Waves of contentment washed over her. She couldn't imagine any place else in the world she'd rather be than under a July 4th fireworks display with Ethan. Ethan asked, "Do you think your mother is seeing fireworks in the South Pacific?" "According to Mom, a person can see a million stars out there. Who needs fireworks?" Her mother had called a few days before to hear how Leah's doctor's appointment had gone. Leah had given her mother a good report, not even mentioning her sore knee. The cortisone shot had helped immensely, but her bout with cancer seemed always to be lurking on the fringes of her mind. Ethan said, "Sometimes I think about traveling all over the world." Leah understood his longing, but for her had home and a sense of belonging seemed more satisfactory than sailing the ocean. "Maybe someday you will," she said. "It does not seem likely, but I wish I could." When the fireworks show was over, the quilts were folded, and the whole group joined the exodus of people headed home. The Amish kids were going to the Yoder farm for the camp out, and Leah would be with them. She hoped she didn't do anything to embarrass herself, and she hoped that she and Ethan could hold on to the feelings they had for each other, regardless of all their differences. A stream ran through the part of the farm where the campsite was set up. A large bonfire was built, and blankets spread on the ground around it. Radios, portable CD players, picnic tables, and coolers were strewn around the blankets. A keg of beer sat in the sluggish stream. Leah was certain Jonah had sneaked it in. Leah noted that this night everyone had come in cars, not in buggies, and no one was dressed Amish. She and Ethan settled on a quilt with Charity and Jonah. Jonah headed straight for the beer keg. Ethan pulled a package of hot dogs from their cooler. "Want one?" "Sure," Leah said. He handed her a piece of wire and stuck a hot dog on the end. They walked closer to the fire and began cooking the hot dogs. By the time they returned to the blanket, Charity had gone to talk to other friends, and Jonah had made several more trips to the keg. Leah and Ethan sat on the blanket, scooped potato salad on plates, and began eating. Jonah came up and held out a plastic cup full of beer. "Want a drink, Ethan?" "This is not a place for drinking, Jonah," Ethan responded. "You should not have brought this." "You don't like my beer?" Jonah asked. His tone sounded challenging. "No, I don't want your beer," he said evenly. "Why do you want to be with your friends, Ethan?" "Do you not want to be with your friends, Ethan?" Jonah asked. He swayed slightly. "Why are you letting your girlfriend make your decisions for you?" Leah held her breath, waiting for Ethan's reaction. Ethan stood. "I make my own choices, Jonah, and I do not choose to drink your beer." Leah watched Ethan stoop over and rummage through the cooler and pull out 2 soda cans. He popped the tabs, handed one to Leah, and sat back down. To Jonah, Ethan said, "Why don't you eat something? We have salads, we have cakes." "I don't want anything to eat. I want to talk to you about the way you treat your friends." He cast Leah a hard look. "Ever since she came into your life, you have no time for us, for your own kind." "You are talking crazy," Ethan said. In the light from the bonfire, Leah saw Ethan's jaw clench. "Do you know what I think, Ethan?" Jonah asked. "Because you've been drinking, I do not care what you think, Ethan answered. Jonah leaned over so that his face was inches from Ethan's. I think you are proud. All you Longacres are proud. Ethan started to rise to his feet. Leah grabbed his arm. It's only words, Ethan. Ignore him. He's drunk. She knew Ethan rejected violence, but she was angry enough to hit Jonah herself. Why was he spoiling their evening? Jonah acted as if Leah hadn't even spoken. You are proud. Your father is proud. Eli would have drunk beer with me. Ethan shot to his feet. The color had drained from his face, and his hands were balled into fists. You go too far, Jonah. Do not ever say that name to me. You know it is forbidden to speak. Jonah reeled backward. He blinked. A low growl tore from his throat, and he stalked off toward the stream. Ethan took off in the other direction. Leah went after him. He caught up with him far downstream. She wasn't sure anyone had seen what had happened between Ethan and Jonah, but no one had followed them. Ethan, she called. He stopped, then turned slowly. Leave me be, Leah. No, she said, moving closer. You can't just bring me here and run away. I can figure out that Jonah doesn't like me, maybe because of his sister. I even understand, but I saw your fist. You almost hit him back there. All because he mentioned someone named Eli. What's going on? Who's Eli? You owe me an explanation. Ethan let out a long, slow, shuddering breath. It took him a long time to answer. At last he said, Eli is my brother.